On a busy city street, people hurried past, barely noticing the frail beggar sitting on the cold pavement. His clothes were tattered, his beard unkempt, and his eyes, though tired, held a quiet kindness. He held out a small tin can, hoping for even the smallest act of generosity. A businessman in a sharp suit stopped for a moment, looking down at him with disgust. "Spare some change, sir?" the beggar asked softly. The businessman scoffed, laughing cruelly. "What, so you can waste it on alcohol? Get a job." With a shake of his head, he walked away, his expensive shoes clicking against the pavement. A group of teenagers soon gathered around, smirking and nudging each other. One of them, a boy with a backwards cap, crouched down, pretending to offer $1 only to let it drop to the ground. "Oops," he said, stepping on it with a grin. His friends burst into laughter. The beggar looked up, his voice calm but pleading. "Please don't do this." Another boy kicked over the tin can, sending the few coins rolling onto the sidewalk. "What's wrong, old man? Gonna cry?" he mocked. A small crowd formed, some chuckling, others pulling out their phones to record. In the distance, a young woman named Lisa watched, her heart sinking. She had seen cruelty before, but something about this felt worse, more deliberate, more heartless. As she stepped forward to intervene, something unexpected happened. The beggar, who had been hunched over and weak, began to rise. Slowly, he straightened his back, squaring his shoulders. The laughter faded as the teenagers took a step back, suddenly uneasy. The frail, pitiful man now stood tall, his posture firm, his gaze sharp. He reached into his ragged coat. Lisa's breath caught. Something about his movements felt familiar. The beggar's hand emerged from his coat, holding something small yet powerful, a gold police badge. The crowd gasped. "My name is Detective Jonathan Reed," the man said, his voice now steady and authoritative, "and I have just seen the worst of humanity." In 5 minutes, the teenagers paled. The businessman from earlier stood frozen, his face draining of color. The people holding phones slowly lowered them, shame creeping onto their faces. "You're a cop?" One of the teenagers stammered. "Not just a cop," Detective Reed said, slipping the badge back into his coat. "An undercover officer investigating reports of assault on the homeless. And guess what? You just proved the reports were true." From across the street, 2 uniformed police officers emerged, stepping toward the group. The teenagers looked at each other and panicked. "We saw everything," one of the officers said. "Hope you're ready to explain yourselves at the station," the other added. The once arrogant teenagers stood frozen as the officers approached. The businessman looked down, guilt flashing across his face. Lisa, still in shock, whispered, I thought you were just another person suffering. I wanted to help." Detective Reed gave her a small, knowing smile. "And that, miss, is the difference between kindness and cruelty." As the officers led the teenagers away, the crowd remained silent. Some shuffled uncomfortably, others exchanged guilty glances. The detective turned one last time, scanning the faces around him. "Next time," he said, his voice carrying through the street, "before you judge someone by their appearance, remember this moment." The city was never the same after that day.